A very warm welcome to the new episode of Ink and Insights. This is your host Sumit Sharma Samir. This is a Nepal-based podcast, and if you are interested in listening to the thought leaders and Nepali influencers from around the world, please subscribe to my channel. I'm extremely pleased to welcome Nepali film actress Reecha Sharma in my show today. Reecha Sharma is a prominent Nepali actress celebrated for her significant contribution to the Nepali film industry and her active involvement in social causes. Reecha made her cinematic debut in 2010 with the film First Love. She subsequently took on roles in Mirror Love Story and Highway in 2011. Her portrayal of Ayusha in the 2012 box office success, Loot, marked a significant milestone in her acting career. She continued to showcase her versatility with performances in Visa Girl, Uma, and the critically acclaimed Talak Jang vs. Tulke, where she played the character fully. She received the Best Actress Female Award of the National Film Awards in 2015 for her role in the same movie. Reecha, welcome to Ink and Insights with Sumit Sharma Subir, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so very much for having me. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Reecha, tell us, when was it for the first time when you realized that you were made for films and acting?
So basically, the family that I was born in, and the place that I was born in, Dhangadi, we were very much inclined towards movies. My father, my mother, my siblings, everyone, all of us were very much inclined towards films, especially Bollywood then, especially Hindi films. We were very fascinated about that. Like the family had a ritual of sitting down after post dinner, post lunch, when we were free and watch films. So the fascination for cinema started early on for me, like how people get inside that box. I want to be there someday, kind of a fascination. So, and that's how it all started. And my family being very supportive, and me being the youngest, I think my parents got a lot of. They saw the change, like from my elder sister to me. There's a massive gap. There's like 16 years gap. So from her generation to when it came to mine, my father and mother just settled their mind. Thinking that, she might just make her career out of it, like she's so much interested in modeling and cinema particularly. So yeah, that was the first trigger. And in school as well, like my teachers were very, very supportive. I used to do a one act play contest every year, win best actress. So that also kind of pushed me to maybe, it was in my mind, maybe I can pursue my dreams, like to become an actor, a model, or but then the thing, like my father was not convinced, because will you earn money was the biggest question. Is there money in film industry was the biggest question. But I think when you become very passionate about something and you're very determined that no, I want to achieve this, then everything else is secondary.
Right. And what drew you to the role in Loot? I think that's a very popular movie. And did you anticipate it would become such a game-changing film in Nepali cinema?
Not really, to be honest. When we science particular films, we never think about its box office success. We always think of how to make that movie entertaining, how to make that movie, a movie with all the factors in it, so people will enjoy it. We make cinema means entertainment, right? So that is what we. As an actor, how do I act so people will convince that it's not Reecha they're seeing, but they're seeing Aisha in film? When we're talking about Loot, that is. So we as an actor or maker, I don't think, of course, everyone wants to make a brilliant cinema, but we never can predict what the movie is gonna hold for future. Like, so you cannot really predict, which movie will do what in box office, which will some movies, when we predict it before, while we, like, some makers comes to me and say, this is going to be a blockbuster, I feel like that's a very approach, because I feel every cinema has its destiny of its own. So also has its own. So because cinema itself is like it's a whole different I feel like cinema itself is a human, who has its own birth chart, and its own journey, and so the how audience will perceive it. So when we were doing Loot, I never thought it's going to be a mega blockbuster and a game changer, and it will raise all the bars for Nepali cinema. But I think it was also a time for a transition for Nepali audience, where they could watch something so original, so raw, that it became a cult.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
you have played a diverse characters, I think, from romantic leads to strong women in gritty dramas. How do you choose your roles?
Well, for me, the when the script comes my way, the and the character that they tell me, that the makers or producer, especially directors, tells me that, okay, this is the character we're thinking for you. That character has
Mhm.
to add some value to the story of the script. If you take out that
Right.
character from the script, what remains is always my question. How she
Mhm.
adds value in the film, how important she is. Doesn't matter if it's only 5 scenes or 10, or she's lead or not. But if she's there, if she's being seen on screen, what value does she adds
Right.
to the cinema? That's more important. Next thing is the team, the makers who are making the film. How serious are they? Why are they making the film? What's the agenda with it? Is another thing that I look forward to always. I also feel amazing to work with newcomers, because they're very, very passionate, very determined.
Right.
They're here to change Nepali cinema's face. So that's another thing that I really look forward to. So depends
Mhm.
on different aspects of cinema, when I choose my role. But mostly it's the story and the character that really drives me.
Right, right. And you have played so many films by now. Which role, if you look back, do you find is most challenging, both emotionally and intellectually? And why do you think so?
So, sir, I don't look back usually. I look forward always. So
Wonderful,
there's
wonderful.
a lot of roles. I think every roles that I've portrayed was very challenging. To become someone else and to live in that world, to be able to convince your audience that you're not this and that, itself is very
Mhm.
challenging job. No matter how long your screen presence is, right? So, but
Right.
my most challenging work is coming this Dasai. It's the movie
Oh,
is
wow.
called Balidan. Yeah, the movie is
Okay.
called Balidan. It's
Hmm.
directed by Santosh. He's a very popular director. He's done some film called Prem Geet and all, and the movie has already taken a lot of hype.
Hmm.
There's a lot of going on, so we're releasing in full pati coming Dashai. So that, like an actor, it's very difficult for an actor to live in one credit. Like everyone says, oh, you did so well in Uma, oh, you did so well in Tulke,
Hmm.
but one actor always wants to break that credit. They want to move on. So it's
Right.
the same for me. I want to move on. I feel like I am more capable. I have not shown. I have so much hunger, so much fire inside me, as an actor, that I
Hmm.
can do anything, any kind of character. Bring it on to me, give me some challenging role. So I think Balidan is going to be one film which will break all my past credits.
Right.
And
Wonderful.
people are always, whenever I go around the world, people say, oh, I've watched your film Talakjang, it's such a beautiful film, oh, you portrayed the role so well, fully. But now I think next year when I go around, people will say, oh, Bhavani Devi, you are so amazing. So
Right.
that's what we
Right.
live for, right? That's what actors live for.
Right, right. Richa ji, I think you are also involved in the film production with a film called Sunakesari. How was that experience different from acting?
Very, very difficult. As an actor, you just have to go. The platter is served. You need
Right,
to just eat that platter and eat
right.
it very manner. But as a producer, there's so much you have to look at, from the scratch, from script to makers to team to music to the release of the film. It's too much.
Mhm.
But I also wanted to experience that, and I had a great support team. So I thought, why not? So we did that film called Sun Kesari. It was in a horror genre, and I feel as an actor, actor also, you need to understand the basics of filmmaking, from producing to directing to music to mixing to dubbing and everything, all the technicalities. That is also
Right.
why I jumped and then I produced one of the film as a co-producer, executive
Mhm.
producer of Sun Kesari. So it was a very, very unique, difficult, and challenging experience for me. Yeah.
And as a producer, what kind of stories do you believe Nepal needs more of right now?
Our own organic stories that's been really perceived well, like cinemas like Kabaddi, Jari, and which has local authenticity, which is not derived from anywhere. Usually, we are very inclined towards Indian cinema, South Indian cinema, but
Mm.
cinema that
True.
speaks volume about our country, our culture, our art. There's so much you can show. Now, cinemas like Jari, which showed the limbu culture to us. Which exposed
Mhm.
limbu culture to us. I had no idea about it, but me being a Brahmin girl, I went, watched, and learned so much from that film, and got entertained as well. So we need more cinemas like that from different kind of community. It could be because we are such a diverse community in Nepal. So
Right.
I feel
Right.
like we need to really explore those kind of story about them, their story from different community. That is what we all are looking forward to. And a lot of filmmakers are being very conscious and making those kind of films now. The writers are writing it, the makers are making it, the actors are excited to work on it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Your role as a judge and comedy champion also showed a different side of you, I think. Honestly, yeah, that was quite different. And what was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was bizarre. So first, at first, I was not so ready for it because I have not even one cell in my body that comes from comedy background. So
Right.
when the director, the visionary, came to me because he's my friend. He said, Richa, I'm looking forward to having one female judge. And I'm trying to bring these people, Santosh Pantas sir and Manoj Gajral sir and Pradeep Bhattrai sir, on board. I laughed at him. I said, they're not going to come. because no one knows what the show is going to be like, right? So he
Yeah.
said, no, 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 I will make sure they come on board. And so, would you come? And I said, like, how am I going to judge comedy? Because I have no idea. I've never done a comedy film. I've always done a very serious artistic cinema.
Exactly.
So, and he said, no, 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 no. It's not about you judging them. You're going to be just the audience, but you'll laugh and the like how honestly you comment on people or how bluntly you say things. Just that. I just need that because comedy
Right.
judge to judge comedy part, we have Manoj Gajrildai and Santos Panta, legendary, sir. They will do that
Mhm.
part. You just judge the acting because you've been on it, you know it. And
Right.
if you feel like laughing on, laugh. If you don't, just say why. That's all we want. So very, very difficult for audience to actually receive me, as a judge in comedy. Like, why is she there in that chair? There could be this, there could be that. From
Right.
that to season 3, where people started missing me when I was not in that chair sometimes
Right.
with my
Yeah.
other women.
Yeah.
I've come a long way for comedy champion. Mm. It's given me a
Right.
lot of exposure, a lot of exposure. Now I go everywhere. People are like, when is comedy champion coming again, ma'am?
तिमीसँग अब धेरै टाइम छैन है बिहे गर्नु छ भने गरिहाल नत्र घरबाट मलाई अन्तै बिहे गरिदिनु
भर्खर 3 वर्ष भयो एमबीबीएस जोइन गरेको 5 वर्षको कोर्स हो के भो अचम्म छ एक्सक्युज मी सर मेरो 5 वर्षको कोर्स 3 वर्षमा सकाउन मिल्दैन
गेट आउट
हेलो
के सोच्यो त
के सोच्ने मैले प्रिन्सिपलसँग पनि कुरा गरिसके 3 वर्षमा पनि के हुन्छ 3 वर्षमा
के भयो भाइ ल बस साउजी एक कप चिया कसले भन्यो 3 वर्षमा केही हुँदैन भनेर यो हेर एलआइसी नेपालको धनवृष्टि योजनामा 3 वर्षमा पैसा फिर्ता हुन्छ
ए हो र
जीवन बीमाको साथमा धनवृष्टि 3 वर्षमा एलआइसी नेपालको धनवृष्टि योजना एलआइसी नेपाल
warm services to delight your senses, taking hospitality to newer heights. Nepal Airlines.
How do you see you have been, close observer of Nepali television as well, and how do you see the evolution of Nepali television and OTT content in recent years?
I think we've come a long way, and there's a long journey ahead of us. We are very new, I would say, when it comes to, like, it's been only 50-60 years of history of Nepali cinema or television. We are not that old, but the journey that we've already completed is amazing. Technically, we are world class, but in cinema as well, story wise, we are crawling. So it's a television, or OTT. OTT is very, very new. It's like, what, 3, 4, 5 years old? Not even.
Right.
People are so watching for free on YouTube that paying per movie on OTT is a task. So we need to really make it very convenient for our audience, like how Netflix, Amazon, and Hotstar and Z has given the exposure to our audience and to perceive different kind of cinema in different languages and different culture. I think we really need to keep up our game. And regarding television, from watching Chalachitra Lahar to doing Comedy Champion, myself being, we've come a long way. I mean, the audience have really educated themselves. The exposure that all these big OTTs or YouTube or everyone has their own entertainment channel in their hands because of the mobile.
Absolutely.
Right. So the exposure the audience have gotten, I don't think now we need to spoon feed our audience saying, "Oh, I'm trying to show this to you." Understand? No, because they understand. We are an audience who watches Avengers and and all these big Hollywood cinema. So so we've come a long way. The franchise of big shows like The Voice, Nepal Idol, is happening in our country so successfully, also speaks volume about how far we've come.
Right. Reecha, yourself coming from a Dhangadi, a girl coming from Dhangadi, making to the national stage as a celebrated actor. How do you see, or how do you describe your own evolution?
Oh my God. When I look back and think about 15 years ago, I feel like it was a different lifetime for me. We call it a different Juni in Nepal, Orkut Juni. So it's like different, like it was a life. It was a different planet. No, but the evolution has been great. I've matured a lot as a person, from my 2007 Miss Nepal participation to my last film Koshe Dunga. I think I've come a long way. I've been very, very accepting towards Nepali film industry and to people who love me, who don't love me, who always support me, who don't support me. I've accepted it from wholeheartedly, and it's been phenomenal journey. A lot of failures and rejections more than success, and I think that is what keeps. I mean, I've seen a lot of failures more than I've seen success, and that's what the beauty of life is. We have more sad days than happy days, right?
Absolutely. So you got to balance, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you need to balance. As a person, also, I've come a long way. I have a little baby now, 3.5 years old, running around somewhere outside in the corridor. But yeah, actor, as a human, I have evolved a lot. I believe I've become kinder. I've become more patient. I've become more resilient in this process. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Reecha, and the film actors or actresses might have a different posture towards the public persona as well. I mean, the way they carry themselves. What does balance look like for you between the public persona and private life?
I believe there's only one formula for that. Just be yourself. Don't try to be celebrated and a normal human in front of your family and friends. Just be a normal human always.
Exactly.
Just
Exactly.
be you. It's the easiest. I always say this to my juniors as well, like just be you, just say things which mean something to you, not something, not like big talks and not living by it. Live by your
Right.
principle, live what, and that is how you don't even have to balance. Your life will just flow.
Right. Wonderful. Wonderful,
Self,
Reecha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you are known to be vocal on issues of women's empowerment and mental health. And what drives your activism?
I'm a very sensitive person, and when I see social media filled with negativity for women, for majorly actresses, shaming them for different things, I have zero against that. So
Right.
I'm very vocal, very front. I have to say things. People might like it or not like it. I've been in controversy a few times because of my, um, because I voice my opinion. But
Right.
I'm not bothered about that. I think I think what I cannot stand is people disrespecting each other, especially disrespect, bringing them down. Thinking they're not able as much as the other genders are. So that is all, because I've always throughout my life in my in my filming career, I've always fought for my space.
Right.
For what, because I think a woman should always know what she deserves, what she's worth of, and the world needs to know what the modern women is all about.
Right.
so, so I, like that drives me a lot. That drives me a lot. And when people try to, sympathize women, and try to demean them, especially in country like Nepal, when where our great grandfathers, great grandmothers, and everyone said that, oh yeah, your place is in the kitchen. No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
absolutely not. The
True.
reached
True.
the moon, lived nine,
True.
and
True.
came back safely, so we can be everywhere.
Absolutely, absolutely. The time had changed, the era had changed, the ideas have changed, so has the changed the thought processes, right? So our society is also evolving and changing as well. I'm sure that our society will be able to understand the kind of thoughts that you are
Right.
um, putting forth. In your view, what are the most pressing social issues in Nepal today, and how can artists help address them, Richa?
More than social issues, there's more political issues, and everything. Politics drives everything, I believe. No matter,
Hmm.
even if you say, I want to stay away from politics, you cannot. You
True.
have to be in some way or the other, right? And
Right.
in country like where everything is so unstable, you just cannot put yourself, like, you cannot be the odd one out, saying that, oh, I'm not interested, I'm not involved, I don't want to be included, because you are included. Like,
Hmm.
the system is such. The system
Right.
is such. Somewhere or the other, if not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, day after, you have to, be part of it. Like passively also, you are part of it. I think political instability has really created chaos in our country, socially as well.
Right.
If when the country is so much in chaos, so much in confusion, and when people have no discipline, no civic sense, no fear, for anything, then socially, politically, economically, mentally, physically, in every aspect, there's issues.
There's a
You know,
long way to go, Richa, I think.
it's such a big subject. It's such a vague question. I not just.
Right.
It's so debatable. Like, what social issues should I say? Should I say education? Should I say health? Should I say infrastructure? Should I say, um, you know, um, rape cases? Should I say what issues are not there because of the political instability? Teachers are
Sure.
protesting. You know, teachers are protesting right now. They're on street. That
Yeah.
or there's 10,000 different protests going on right now.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
And it starts somewhere and becomes so political in country.
Yeah.
In country like there's so many different issues that needs to be addressed, which is not going to be addressed. We are stable unless we have a government who has the guts, who has the drive to make Nepal the most amazing and the most peaceful and the most livable country.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's hope that we'll have those governments soon. And how do you envision the role of Nepali cinema in representing our culture globally?
Representing us globally. I think, past few years have been amazing for us internationally. A lot of filmmakers. One of my movies, which just released, Raja Gansh, directed by Deepak Roniar, with Reecha Sharma as the lead. Went to various film festival. I myself, I witnessed Venice Film Festival premiere, and how we were perceived there, how we were received there. It's amazing. So, and Meenbam sending Kalopoti to Shambhala to International Film Fest, from Berlin competition, to many other competitions, where even Locarno Film Festival, I think we won Best Actress also. And Nepal won Best Actress, So, and many other directors, trying to push it international to Nepali cinema, like the story that they want to show. And I believe that now finally makers are not just selling war, not that insurgency period, but we have so many other good stories, amazing stories to show to the world, which could be very, very interesting for people to watch. We're not just Himalaya, land of Himalaya, or we're not just land of Gautam Buddha. There's so much more to show and to expose to the world. And so we are very, very thankful to these filmmakers. There's another movie coming. The director is Avinash sir, so he's making another film. I'm sure that movie is going to go a long places, a long way for it. And so internationally, I think we are really doing great. We've opened doors for ourselves, for our next generations. We placed our map, a flag somewhere in the map when it comes to entertainment. People Paulo Coelho and people like Anurag Kashyap is showing interest in Nepali cinema. That itself is a great door opener, I would say.
That indeed is a huge achievement. Even I had followed some of the news on that. Reecha, I also had an opportunity to interview Konstantin, who the film director, right, who won some of the awards. I forgot the name, but a very prestigious award recently for one of the Indian films that he made. But so I'm out of my curiosity and interest tracking some of those developments, which is really indeed a great achievement for the Nepali film industry as well. My last question for today's program, Reecha, is what kind of legacy does Reecha would like to leave behind in the Nepali film industries?
I never envisioned myself leaving a legacy or anything. I told you I'm a very, very straightforward person. I do things. I do what my heart says, and I'm here in the industry. I'm here to stay, not to leave anything, but to work until the last.
I'm not pushing you, by the way.
Yeah. I told you I have a lot of hunger still. I have a lot of fire inside me. I want to do different kind of characters, different kind of films, different kind of makers. I want to, it's not just for recognition, but for my own passion. I'm very, very passionately driven actor. Legacy, I don't know what kind of legacy I'll leave behind. I hope it will be a positive one for the upcoming generation. Right. But I just want to, when people will think about me, I hope a good actor will come into their minds.
Right. Reecha, on that note, I'm really thankful for your time, and I wish you all the best for all the roles and all the movies that you are going to play in future. Wishing you all the good luck and thanking you for your time, Reecha.
Thank you so very much. It's a pleasure. Thank you.